the third time is the charm, they say. Well, that was for sure the case for Bon Jovi when they released their third album, Slippery When Wet, in 1986. Their big break album. Well, okay, they released 2 albums previously, but they still weren't the household names they are today. It wasn't until Slippery When Wet came out, and then they became the household names they are today. That and their 4th album, New Jersey, their follow-up to Slippery. You know, the 1980s was the year for rock and roll. Well, I mean, yeah, the 50s were for sure, but then rock and roll was revived in the late 70s due to the punk movement in England. Then in the early 80s, well, Billy Idol and Joan Jett, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Metallica, but Metallica was more heavy metal compared to all the hair glam bands in those days like Rat and Poison, Bon Jovi, of course, being one of the glam bands. You know, it was a good time. And by 1990, everything seemed to be going well. Until a year later, when Nirvana released their album Nevermind, opening the doorway for other grunge bands. Yes, Nirvana was a grunge band. You know, the beginning of the 90s, the music industry's taste or interest in music changed for either the bizarre, the weird, and the head-scratching. You know, sort of like, what's going on here? What happened to all the hairspray? Why is everyone, just straightening their hair now? What's wrong with wearing the spandex? Well, the hair metal, the glam wasn't cool anymore. So, everything changed by the early 90s. So there was, Nirvana was getting big, Soundgarden was big, Pearl Jam, and Metallica went from their thrash metal origins. They ran away from their thrash metal origins to release their controversial, radio-friendly hit, the Black Album. 1992 comes along, and Bon Jovi just seemed like one of the bands that was old and not cool anymore. That all changed in 1992 when they released Keep the Faith. I'm actually really surprised that I enjoyed this album. All of their songs on this, well, most of their songs that I like I Believe. I Believe, their introduction song, is one of those flying songs. It's the kind of song that you play on the airplane. You just sit on your seat, put on your headset, and as you're taking off, okay, that's the feeling I got when I first heard the song I Believe. Keep the Faith. Well, when I heard Keep the Faith, the title song, for the first time, it actually made me feel like I was walking on the beaches or the docks of Kelowna, BC. Probably because I heard that song played at the docks in Kelowna, BC. I went to Kelowna, BC a couple times for vacations, and that was pretty cool. So, fond memories that I have of vacations are the songs, and the song that I heard, the first song I heard when I went to Kelowna was Keep the Faith. So, I thought that was pretty cool. Bed of Roses. It's graduation season, the perfect slow dance prom song, Bed of Roses. Yeah, or the best power ballad to take your cigarette lighters and just, their the long song, not their most longest song, but the longest song on this album alone is Dry Country. The song is 9 minutes, 52 seconds, almost 10 minutes, pretty much 10 minutes. And it was so long to the point where I thought, oh, it's a different song already. Until I looked at the CD player. My car has a track count, and you could see what tracks it's on. I was like, oh my goodness, it's still on track 7. That is the 7th track. And in my head, I'm going, oh wow, that's a long song for sure.